LATD Nation, welcome back to the channel. Of course, man, it's your boy Jay.
And this is RG from the 843, of course.
And we back with another review of Season 5, The Boys, Episodes 3 through 7.
Yes, sir.
6, I meant. Yeah, episode 3 through 6. But right off the gate, man, what you think, man?
I think overall, great season. And we were just talking about this. Despite me still enjoying and loving the show, I'm glad that it's coming to a conclusion. Because I really feel like it's kind of said everything. I think it's still a good show, but I think it has gotten to be a bit redundant. I think it's gotten to a point to where it's kind of like follows a formula and it's kind of done everything it needed to do, said everything it needed to say. Because I really don't see how a season 6 would be even possible, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because the storylines are kind of reaching their natural conclusion. Everything is kind of going full circle. Yeah. And I think overall it's been a satisfying season. Now, not everything has worked, of course, which we're going to talk about. But overall, as a longtime fan, I've enjoyed generally what I've seen.
Yeah, same here. Because I feel like with episodes like 3 and 4, those are kind of getting to the point where it's like a little redundant too.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we know with episode 3 being about the boys figuring out that Soldier Boy has V1, and then them trying to find it, and then they go into that kind of trope where like the main characters start to hate each other.
Yeah,
and it's
I wasn't mad at that,
but it was just kind of there.
Yeah,
it felt in a way it kind of felt like filler.
I feel like it did kind of serve to maybe sort of further develop Soldier Boy and Homelander's relationship.
Yeah, okay.
But other than that, I agree with that.
Yeah, it felt because there was one guy in there that Soldier Boy killed that I think his name was like Colin or something like that, and he was like, he's kind of like their version of Poison Ivy, where he's like stuck to the wall and the plants secrete some type of pheromone where they all like get mad at each other and they want to kill each other, something like that. And then, but nothing really comes out of that. Like, we don't really see why Soldier Boy felt so much guilt when he killed him. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that was pretty much episode 3 in a nutshell. Now, episode 4, I kind of liked episode 4 to a degree. It was more or less kind of still more filler, though. But this is when Homelander really starts seeing himself as like a god and the next coming of Christ. Like,
and with the Democratic Church of America.
Yeah. And then it's just...
I like the themes that they're working with, though. I like how, again, it's mirroring actual reality. Yeah. I do like how Homelander is kind of developed, because this, in my opinion, is the natural conclusion of like Homelander. Because I mean, he's always been insane.
Yeah. So
it really does make sense that somebody who has been that insane with that much unchecked power would eventually get to this conclusion. Like, where he sees himself like complex. He's a god, genuinely. And of course, you have Madeline Stillwell. She cameoed. She came back as a vision, basically telling him that, oh yeah, he needs to build a church. And the majority of this episode centers around them kind of laying the groundwork to roll this out and get people to view him as their savior.
Right, yeah. Like, I think that's a cool idea, too. That's one of the better places that they could take the character.
I agree with that.
Because seeing him, I agree. Because seeing him as, like, a god, like, goes fully with his narcissistic personality and his psychopathy and everything. Psychopathy or psychopathy?
Psychopathy, I go with that, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's just like a shame because you still see, even in that episode, that he's still not happy. He's still stern about everything. Like, as much as benevolent as he wants to be, he's still that he thinks he is. He's still that same old man child who just can't seem to get out of his own way. And one character that I feel really bad for is Ryan in episode 4.
Definitely.
Because Ryan gets pushed around. Really, the whole series, Ryan gets pushed around, manipulated, used like as like a weapon, as like a commodity. Like, he's kind of like, I was gonna make a. He's kind of like, in a way, he's kind of like a white version of Michael Jackson when you think about it.
That's a crazy comparison.
Like, no. But I know it is kind of sound wild when I say it out loud. But what I mean by that is, though, like it.
What do you mean, a white version of Michael Jackson? You mean Michael Jackson?
Nah, but
all love and respect to Michael, but
rest in peace to a GOAT for real.
That was low hanging fruit. I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I was waiting for somebody to say it, but all I know is what I mean by that is like as Michael Jackson was commodified as like a kid and used kind of used up to a degree. Ryan is kind of the same way, you know. He was commodified when he was a kid, used by his father to just send more publicity his way and send more fame his way, you know.
Yeah.
He never really was loved by anybody except for his own mother, who was and Ryan being the product of an assault, you know what I'm saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
And it's like it's just sad how this kid is being treated, you know. Like that's why I said he was kind of like Michael Jackson back in like the 70s.
But I do feel
I
like
didn't say it like that exactly, but still.
I understood what you meant. He definitely is going to play a bigger role at the very end. I really feel like he's been kind of a background player as of the last couple of episodes, but for sure, definitely he's going to come back into play.
Yeah,
most certainly.
And even seeing the ending when him fighting Homelander, I'm just like, that was ultimately really the toughest thing to watch, man. Like I said, Ryan.
This season, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Ryan is easily the most tragic character in this show. I don't care about nothing about Homelander. He could have fixed that. Ryan is the most tragic character in this show. Yep. Not MM, not Butcher. Butcher's by far not the most tragic character. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's the most tragic character whatsoever. As much as he wants to believe that he is.
Yeah.
Butcher's
another one that can't get out of his own way.
Yeah,
I think he mirrors Homelander, of course.
Yeah, and I was about to say, I think that's why they hate each other so much, too.
They reflect each other.
Exactly. They have the same qualities, and as much as Butcher doesn't want to believe it, he's kind of like Homelander's evil doppelganger when you think about it.
Which is crazy to think about, because Homelander in himself is already extremely evil.
You're right. Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, go ahead. You good.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say as far as what I really want to highlight, and what really has been like one of the standout arcs for me is the conclusion of Firecracker's storyline.
Shit.
Yeah.
There's a joke in there somewhere with her name.
No, for sure. But the thing about Firecracker is that she's been around since season 4?
4.
Yeah, and
that's the only season she's other than this one she's been in.
I'm about to say, yeah. But Firecracker, I feel like, has been overall, I've hated her as a character, which means that she's done a great job. I think her name, what's her name? The actress?
I'll look it up real quick.
Something Curry, I know that.
Something like that. Funny enough, she was in Detroit Become Human.
I saw that.
She played Kara. I was like, whoa, that is her.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
That's what's up.
But yeah, I think that overall, Firecracker has been one of the more divisive characters in the series.
Yeah.
But I think that's by design, because Firecracker really is an embodiment of modern day media, political media, and how it's perceived to be very corrupt and be very misleading, very
Valerie Curry.
Valerie Curry, yeah. And I think overall her performance has been very good. It's been one of the standouts of The Boys in the latter seasons, in my opinion. And the way that they kind of humanized her a little bit more in this season, you almost, in my opinion, I almost felt bad for her in a way. And that's why I said almost. That's why I say almost.
Like,
because when you remember how she was introduced and what she had done, you go back and you're like, oh, yeah, wait a minute. But they do humanize her in the sense that you get a sense that this entire time that she's been putting on this front and being this person, it's never really been who she really was.
Oh, definitely.
And I really like that they portrayed that. The whole thing with her and Soldier Boy kind of being, its own side plot.
Yeah, that's
neither here nor there.
Yeah, no, it's not really important.
That's neither here nor there. But when you really see her sit down with her pastor, who was really like her father growing up, basically.
Yeah, help raise her.
Yeah, and basically him sort of being there to remind her of her moral compass and what she used to stand for, her knowing what the right thing is, for her to go on TV and to still sell him out.
Ooh.
That was a hard one there.
Yeah, and on top of that, you can even see the tear, like a Denzel Washington glory tear when she says all that, ironically.
Exactly, and the funny thing about that is that the way that it's perceived, the audience will perceive that as she's crying because of like the injustice in the church, but really she's crying because in reality, In her reality, she sold out her father figure.
Yeah, for anybody who thinking that is no.
No, I'm saying the audience in the show.
Oh,
that's how
bad.
they would perceive
bad,
it. Yeah. No, but I'm saying that you really get a sense that in her heart, she's always known that what she's doing is wrong, and she's always known that she's sold out everything that she believed in. But at this point, she feels like she's too far in.
Yeah,
she has left is Homelander.
Yeah, she's kind of like A-Train if A-Train didn't go unconscious.
There you go.
Because A-Train was around that same road too, even with his whole just in the reverse way. Even when he had wore that kind of African uniform, that attire. Yeah, that was like he just did that for publicity too.
And I remember his brother called him out and said, "When have you ever stood for anything?"
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite lines in the series for sure.
Oh, same here, because like his brother called him out, like his A-Train really needed to hear that, and I think A-Train deep down, even before that, knew that though.
Oh yeah, he did. He always did.
Yeah, he just couldn't get out because he just couldn't get out his own way, and what he told Annie was, "Don't mess with the money."
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing is wrong.
Oh yeah,
he's just doing it for the cash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's because if you look at earlier seasons, he really always kind of carried himself in a very, his demeanor was just very, not
all
angry,
show and no go.
And you could tell like he was just playing a character. He's trying to convince himself that this is the right path when it never was. And that's why you see him more dignified as of this season and season 4.
Right, and that's
because
why I love
he had
this show,
really gotten out of his own way and really got a chance to really turn around.
Yeah.
Whereas Firecracker, and of course, spoilers, whatever. Firecracker does die in this season, in this episode. Now, like I said, going back, I almost feel sorry for her. But to be real with you, she put herself in this situation up to this point, and even when she had a chance to walk away, she still begged Homelander to allow her to keep being a part of the Seven.
Yeah.
When she very, very much could have at least walked away. But she couldn't accept the idea that, dang, everything that I have done to get to this point, I've given up everything. Because even if she walked away, she would have nothing left. Because the only family that she ever had
is gone.
Not even dead, just sold out.
Yeah. Like, I honestly wanted to see his point of view from that.
Yeah.
Personally. Like, just to... I mean, to be honest, she kind of, in a way that how Homelander kind of mirrors Trump, in a way, and I'm not trying to make any controversial jokes or anything like that. In a way, how I saw her is kind of how I saw Charlie Kirk to a degree.
Okay.
Somewhat like kind of that grifter, that one who just say anything just to get, the conversation stirred up.
Yep. And know what they were doing.
And knew exactly what they were doing. Even when she told Sage, she even told Sage that in season 4.
That's what I'm saying. So you get the sense that all the stuff that she says, she doesn't believe any of it.
Right.
She doesn't believe in any of what she's saying or doing.
Like you said, she's the complete embodiment of every modern day grifter, and her death is somewhat reminiscent of. Yeah, so
what happens when you go down that path and you take it to that extreme?
Exactly, like
because she sold out, she lost everything. She played her hand and completely lost.
Yeah, and it's like you can't, and that's why I felt bad for her to a degree, like, but I didn't feel that bad about her. Like I didn't,
because at the end of the day, she made her choice.
Yeah, she messed the way she messed up, and other than her selling out her pastor. Is when she threw that Jesus figure in the trash can. I'm like, yeah, that's it for her. That's it.
Yeah, that's how you knew there was no coming back. Yeah, and he noted that she always carried that around as a child. So there was a part of her. There was a point where she had values and she had discipline.
Right.
But she sold out.
But her love for Homelander, exactly.
Do you think it's more? Do you think it's as much the love for Homelander as it was? The lifestyle and the celebrity and the fame.
Yeah, I think she was more of. Yeah, I can see why you say that. Yeah. I think after you said that, I started thinking that she was more of a sycophant than anything.
For sure.
Just somebody who trying to get ahead. And just somebody kissing ass just to get ahead.
Opportunist.
Yeah, opportunist.
Very much opportunist. And when I really think about it, when I first watched the episode, initially I was kind of like, you know, we get to see them peel back the layers of the humanity that she either had or lost. Part of me was like, I kind of wish that we had more time to explore that more thoroughly. But I think looking at it now, the reason they didn't do that was kind of to show that there is nothing else to show. This is who she has completely, essentially consumed herself as, or consumed herself into. Yeah, she has pretty much become somebody that is completely and totally devoid of any shred of the humanity that she still had. So when you see just that teardrop, I think that was perfect. That's the only real humanity that we get from her.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only thing we see of her, because that's the only thing that she has left.
Yeah. By the way, y'all, we're talking about episode 5. Just like with this all happens in episode 5.
Yes, sir.
Another part of episode 5 that I really did like was the fact that it was kind of like both Pulp Fiction. Yeah. It was from different people's perspectives. Even Black Noir's perspective, even though like you'll see why we say this in episode 6, even though his arc never really goes anywhere. Yeah. Like, I feel like they wasted his character.
They definitely in a lot. They might as well have just never had a Black Noir 2. I think they only did that just because it's the comics. There was a Noir 2. Wasn't there?
No. It was never.
I thought there was a Noir 2, or it was clone.
It was a clone of Homelander,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But the thing is with Black Noir, like they might as well just should have kept the first one.
Exactly.
In my honest opinion,
I agree with that.
Like I get why. No, not really. I don't even understand why they even killed off the first one. The first one didn't say, like, Irving. He didn't say a word. The only time we ever saw him speak was in
the flashback. Season 3 with Payback.
Yeah, him, that, and when he was like the Black Sheep cartoon version of himself when he was recapping the whole situation on why Soldier Boy is with the Russians. Mm-hmm. He had more character not saying shit than this dude ever did.
Facts. I feel like this guy was just kind of there.
Exactly.
What's crazy about it is that he didn't speak for like half of this season, and then now he talks, and now you got an arc that eventually that gets started and ended before it really even goes anywhere.
Right. It's the same, and it's the same case with Black Noir 1. Like, I don't know if they think that this is some kind of a joke that this is some kind of a trope that we enjoy, but I personally didn't. I wanted to see Black Noir throw hands with Soldier Boy. I wanted him to wanted him and MM to potentially team up and beat down Soldier Boy, even though MM wouldn't have done nothing, and wouldn't have done anything to him. But
there was just so many ways that they could have took, especially knowing what we know now and how Noir 2 went nowhere. Like, I agree with you. They might as well just kept the original Noir.
Yeah. Like,
because I like that Noir more anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
I think most people did.
Yeah, he had mystery.
He was one of the most beloved characters on the show.
Yeah, because you know why? Because he wasn't really an asshole like that.
Yeah.
Well, granted, I mean,
he was an asshole.
He was an asshole, yeah, but he wasn't like. It's kind of hard to say. It wasn't like he was like Homelander. But then again, if you've seen the Boys Diabolical episode, he kind of is. Because even though he doesn't,
Homelander on,
he put Homelander on, but you could say
with
during
the cover up at the end of that episode, he definitely put Homelander on.
Yeah,
he put a battery in Homelander back, because Homelander originally did have good intentions to do the right thing,
and he tried,
and he was like, "Dang, like, I really messed up here." And then Noir said, "Let me show you what you need to do."
Yeah, like
Noir initiated him and put him into the game.
So in a lot of ways, he was Homelander's mentor.
Yeah,
and like seeing that, and just kind of seeing that
was his friend right there.
That was his only real friend, if anything. Yeah. Like that's crazy.
Noir was never really afraid of Homelander.
Nobody. Yeah, no, I'm about to say nobody was. I'm tripping. Yeah, Noir was the only person that wasn't afraid of him. He was only afraid. The only person he was afraid of was Soldier Boy.
Which, yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
What Soldier Boy did to him.
Yeah, so Soldier Boy was a whole menace. Soldier Boy was a bully.
My favorite character.
Yeah, he talk about I'm not a bad person. I'm like, shit.
You're a horrible person.
Yeah, you an asshole, bro. You a 1940s racist.
He's a good old fashioned racist.
He's one of them racist. He's like a racist old
misogynist,
man.
Just pretty much. The whole trope and the stereotype of old world America is what he is.
Exactly. He's Donald Trump if he was young. Like, and we being dead ass honest. But the same, but like I said with Black Noir, like Black Noir 2, they went an interesting route with his character, with him wanting to be an actor, and I thought that was a cool. I'm like, okay, well, let's see.
Interesting, but they
let's see
didn't
where this
do
goes.
anything with it. Like
Exactly.
I just don't understand the purpose of it. And then the Deep of all people killed him. The Deep?
Yeah, yeah.
Boy, I'm ready to see the Deep go. I'm tired.
Yeah, in an anticlimactic way too.
Facts.
Like the Deep is the Deep is a character that everybody loves to hate.
Oh,
people love Homelander, but they hate Homelander. Not because they love to hate him. They love him because he's a good character.
He's one of the greatest villains in pretty much modern media history, in my opinion.
We love Black Noir and Maeve because one, Black Noir is a badass, and two, Maeve is just we see she has the most depth out of all the seven, other than Starlight. But the thing is, everybody hates the Deep and loves to hate the Deep.
Oh yeah, the Deep has always been the butt of the joke. The Deep has always been positioned as that, pretty much that entity. We solely hate on the Deep.
Yeah, like I hated when they killed all Black Noir 2 as well in that fashion, you know, because it's so anticlimactic and of all people to do it.
Noir 2 could fly, and I think he had like invulnerability too, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I said they should have just kept the first one. The first one, like I said, had little emotion, but you could tell through his body language.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I just feel like that was a huge misstep.
That was a letdown for me.
A huge misstep on the part of the showrunners, in my opinion. That's one of the very few major issues that I have with the series as a whole now.
Yeah.
Like, looking back on it now. But getting back into the positive.
Yeah.
Because there is plenty of positive in this latest episode 6.
I feel like I'm negative, bro. Like,
no, I mean, you're not wrong. But getting into episode 6, to me, this was the best episode of the season so far. Easily.
I probably get that in episodes 1 and 2.
Okay.
It's kind of tied because those, you know.
There was a lot that happened in episode 6, though.
But I love episode 6 too. Yeah.
Golden Geisha, bomb site.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that storyline. I love how they had Paul Reiser come back.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite characters.
I honestly think he was the standout of this episode.
Yeah, he stole every scene he was in.
Literally, he stole every single episode. He stole every single scene, and he was just funny. He was just joking. But what I like about him is that he's misogynist in a sense, but he still kind of has a lovable, endearing quality to him. He's kind of like, because he's from that same era as Soldier Boy.
Right.
But he kind of has more humanity to him. I think Soldier Boy over the years has pretty much lost all his humanity. But he was kind of like that anyways, though.
Yeah, the Legend to me, I can agree with that. But the Legend had a lovableness about him.
He did.
Like, he's misogynistic. He's a sleazeball.
Oh, for
sure. Like, he's a crappy
he's
person.
like that. He's like that almost like that cool grandfather in a way.
Yeah, exactly. But he got wisdom. He's not a sleazeball just for the sake of being one. He's a sleazeball because that's all he knew.
Yeah. Soldier Boy, on the other hand,
not saying that's not trying to justify it, but you know.
The thing I like about Soldier Boy is like his character literally has been stuck in time.
Yeah.
Literally in the sense that he never grew up. He's immortal. You know, he don't age. But he never really grew up for real. Like, he's still in the same mindset that he's probably been in his entire life.
Yeah.
And I really like that they did that with his character.
And
whereas because, you know, he didn't age. So, because he's never aged, he's never had any reason to develop mentally past where he was before he was given to, was it the Russians?
The Russians.
Yeah.
Because literally every other line he talks about is some type of substance or some type of party or some type of girl he's been with.
And you can tell a lot of that is insecurity, and he's covering up for certain things.
Right, because he doesn't want to admit to Homelander that he does love him in some way, shape, or form.
He's just an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. But while the Legend, he had time to grow, had time to learn.
Exactly.
Like, my favorite scene in this episode was when he's talking to Homelander, and you thinking that the whole time Homelander is like probably going to kill him. He's probably going to. Like, the tension is up, but the Legend just isn't afraid of him. He just tells him like it is.
He just tells him exactly what he needs. What he needs to hear.
Exactly. Like, the Legend is that. Yeah, exactly. And Homelander respects everybody who isn't really afraid of him. That's why I think he rocks with Butcher a little bit, because Butcher's not afraid of him.
I think he even likes Huey to a degree, because he knows he calls him Hugh Campbell.
Yeah.
That's one thing I noticed. He calls
Hugh
him
Campbell.
because
What's
I
up, bro?
really do think he does have respect for the boys more so than pretty much anybody, even in the 7. I think he respects Butcher more than any of the people that were in the 7 at any point in time.
And like we said, that's why he respected Noir, because Noir was never afraid of him. Noir was his only real friend he ever had.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's why, you know what? Whatever. I'm not.
But I
like,
and I always tell you this. One of my favorite episodes and one of my favorite moments in the series is when he called the rest of the 7 together.
Yeah, in season 3, yeah.
Yeah, and he has Noir helmet. And he says, Noir was worth more than all of you put together. Yeah. And the fact he said that after the fact.
Yeah. Do you think he respected A-Train at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like that's why he's haunted by A-Train now. Like, because you see in that episode, or at least I think episode 2, like right after, you see he's kind of like having flashes of A-Train and everything.
Oh, and wondering why he had to.
Yeah, and he's talking to A-Train, like casket and everything after the funeral's done. It's like, why did you make me have to do it? He respected A-Train.
Yeah.
He did. I do think that he definitely because A-Train told him what most other people wouldn't dare say. Yeah, anybody who tells him anything to his face, he don't do nothing to him. He's been talking. Edgar been talked to him crazy. Stan been talked to him crazy.
From this first scene we seen him.
From day one, he's been talked to Stan Edgar crazy.
Yeah.
Or Stan Edgar has been talked to him crazy. He talked to him crazy. I feel like Butcher obviously been talking to him crazy. Huey started talking to him crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huey said straight up "fuck you" to his face.
Yeah, like
I think MM talked crazy to him too.
Did he?
I wouldn't be surprised.
At
some point, he probably has. I think that everybody in the boys has talked to him crazy before.
Yeah, MM is none of the boys are afraid of Homelander anymore.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Anybody who talks to Soldier Boy, been talked to him crazy.
Oh yeah, well, I mean
that's his father, but
yeah,
even outside of that. The legend, I wouldn't say the legend talked to him crazy.
But he's talked to him real. Like,
he gave it to him like straight. You know?
I'll put it like this. The legend is like that one family member, that one uncle like you mentioned, that says things in the most wild way possible.
But you understand
But you get what he said. Yeah. But you be like, damn, he do got a point.
Because he really did surprise me when he let the legend go. He said, you're free to go. Don't talk, just go. He earned his respect.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, the legend is kind of like, I always mention this show, but if y'all ever seen The Wire, like, the character McNulty that's on the, that's like the biggest head on the poster right here, he's a brutally honest person too. Like, he's a brutally honest cat too. And he'll say the most wild thing, but at the same, because I saw this one clip of him talking about, this one character named D'Angelo and D'Angelo's mom, because I don't want to spoil the show, but he said something very wild to her about her son and I was like, damn. He ain't entirely wrong though. You know, that's exactly who the legend is to me. Like, that person who got your back regardless, but he's going to tell you in the most wild and messed up way
where you going wrong.
Where you going wrong. Like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, instead of saying, you messed this up, he's going to say, nah, bro. You fucked up, bro.
How do you feel about the Golden Geisha storyline? You ain't like that?
I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was cool.
I liked it. But I like that that's how they brought Bombsight. And I really like the history between him and Soldier Boy.
And see, that's where I feel like it was a little bit rushed. But I do like the message behind it, though.
Yeah.
A message of, like, we have to come to terms that things pass away.
I do like
things
that,
come and go, but that's why, like, you know, enjoy your life while you have it.
That's why, because I do like how they basically came to the conclusion that they wouldn't want Kimiko and Annie said that they wouldn't want to live forever, to see both Huey and Frenchie pass away. You know, things essentially, they are not beautiful because they last forever. It's what you do with the time while you still have it.
You're right. I really did enjoy that message in the whole
And I think I think Soldier Boy being alive for as long as he has, he's kind of lost sight of that. And I think that him doing what he did for Bombsight is kind of his way of sort of giving back.
Yeah.
And kind of like understanding that.
Yeah, because he's been frozen for so long, he's never, like you said, he's never had a chance to, like, he's never had a chance to grow. He's
Yeah.
never had a chance to live life to the fullest the way that he wanted to.
He never progressed.
Yeah, he never progressed. He's all the same Soldier Boy that you saw in the flashback with Noir is the same Soldier Boy you see right now.
When he was still the leader of Payback, he didn't change whatsoever.
But he could because he couldn't.
But I also think part of it is because, Stormfront. Yeah. Her dying, I think it's implied that had more of an effect on him than he lets on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So in a way, that's almost his Peggy. Mm-hmm. That's basically his Peggy Carter, which is very just a twisted version of it.
Yeah, I'm just
the inverse.
That's
of
just
it.
the dumb, not the dumbest thing, but it's just it's the craziest thing to see.
Yeah.
Two races, one a classic 1940s old man racist white man, and then a not straight up Nazi.
Yep. What a couple, right?
And the craziest thing is, I hate to say it, I kind of felt somewhat bad for him.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Soldier Boy, my favorite character. I love Soldier Boy.
No. I can't stand them types of people, but I hate to say that I felt bad for him.
He's a great character.
He is, but I did feel bad for that brother.
Now,
man.
how do you feel about the fact that despite the boys' best effort, Homelander,
I didn't really think about
Homelander essentially, seemingly, is now immortal. Because he does take the V1 at the very end of this episode. And I think this episode was actually longer than most other episodes, too.
Yeah, it was.
I think this episode was almost like an hour and a half or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Well over an hour.
Which I think the next two episodes are probably going to be probably hour and a half, 2 hours apiece.
And I can't wait.
Oh, I cannot wait.
See, that's one thing about the boys and their finales. They've been killed. They killed every finale that they've had.
Oh, for sure.
Or the last 3 episodes, really. But I feel like this is going to be a Homelander at his most unhinged.
Easily.
This is going to be.
And they've given us 2 full upcoming episodes to see. I cannot wait.
This is going to be. We're going to see how we've seen Homelander kind of sad and overall insecure and petty. I feel like this is going to be Homelander as the Joker.
Because you think, I don't know if this has ever been officially said. Do you think it's the V kind of brings out the worst in people or something like that? Or I don't know. I might be tripping.
I don't think they said it, but there's a reason
it
why. It
enhances the user's personality or something like that.
I
don't know about that. Yeah, I might be tripping.
Because all these people are pretty even on Gen V, all of them are pretty normal people. Personality wise,
it's a head case thing. There's just Homelander specifically.
Yeah, there's just Homelander specifically. Because Annie's a pretty normal person, other than the fact.
Oh yeah, you know what? They did disprove that too, because in Gen V with Sam, Sam thought that because of the fact that he took the V, he had those issues that he
schizophrenia.
Did. But the whole time that was just who he was anyway. So yeah, it doesn't really affect anybody mentally. I don't think.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really. I think the V1 might. With
true.
Homelander specifically, but that's because it's just going to make Homelander already into what he already is, a monster. But it would be crazy to see. It would be crazy to see the results of that, because after he got the V1, you see how Butcher said run. Mm-hmm. Butcher was genuinely scared.
Which that's one thing that definitely kind of lets you know, put it in perspective that this is serious now, because for Butcher, who's never backed down, especially since he's had V in his blood himself and had powers. For Butcher himself, who was never backed down from Homelander, to say run,
right?
That is how you know.
Because Homelander is as we all know, he's a dangerous character.
He's the most dangerous suit in the world, other than Soldier Boy. Actually, I think Homelander is more dangerous.
That's a topic for another day.
I think Homelander is more dangerous because I think
Soldier Boy, bit overall.
Soldier Boy's mindset isn't as mentally unhinged as Homelander. Soldier Boy is evil.
I can agree with that.
Do you think Soldier Boy's evil?
Nah.
Okay, yeah.
I wouldn't say he's evil. He's an asshole.
Very much an anti-hero.
But he's
very about himself.
I wouldn't even say anti-hero.
So you say he's a villain.
I'd say he's a little more. He's more of a villain than anything, but I wouldn't call him flat out evil.
Yeah.
Because he's just a dude really just doing what he does.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because evil would have he's doing
pretty
this
much as a weapon
better.
of the government, which is basically what Captain America essentially was before Steve kind of learned how to look at things from a different perspective.
Yeah, he's Captain America if Captain America indulged in everything that the government gave him.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like if he was
he's pretty much the exact opposite of Steve, and not to cut you off, he's the opposite of Steve in the sense that whereas Dr. Erskine picked him, is it Erskine?
Erskine, either one.
Yeah, Dr. Erskine pretty much picked Steve to get the formula, to get the super soldier serum because of his character. Mm-hmm. Soldier Boy is essentially what happens when you flip that idea. What happens when you give the worst person with the worst qualities and the worst traits, who grew up in luxury, who grew up always having power, and you give that to that person, what would that be? Because Steve grew up poor, having lost both parents, getting picked on, bullied, never really had any kind of power, and only knew struggle. That's why he was picked for that. Because he was the best representation.
And I agree. And he showed. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you good.
He showed heart, but despite of that, like he still helped people regardless of his.
Still stood up for people.
Exactly. Even though he could barely stand up for himself.
Yep.
And then
whereas Soldier Boy.
Yeah, Soldier Boy wouldn't stand up for a rat, even if it was dying. Like, Soldier Boy would be the first person to stomp out the rat, if anything.
Yeah.
My thing is he's exactly what you said, and it's just kind of sad to see that who he's become,
Soldier Boy.
Yeah, because he still had an abusive father.
Yeah,
who always said that he was a disappointment, and this was the one time he could. I think I'll even argue this. I think Soldier Boy wasn't evil or mean when he was a kid, but I think he just kind of succumbed to the whole lifestyle of being rich.
He pretty much became everything that he was pretty much, I don't know, ingrained to be.
Yeah, I think I'll put it like this. He tried to earn his father's approval, and with this one thing, he saw it as probably this one chance to do some good, to be a hero, to be everything that people expected him to be. But the one person who didn't give him that approval was his father, or that validation was his father. And then after that, he just went off the rails. Yeah. Like, if they do this in Vought Rising, which I kind of feel like this show is this
I'm
season,
ready for that now.
Yeah, I mean,
starring Jensen Ackles.
Speaking of that, I hate that they canceled Gen V.
Yeah.
I really hate that they canceled Gen V.
We'll see if their story gets wrapped up.
Yeah, it probably will. I have a bad feeling.
We still haven't even seen them in this season. They're supposed to be in it. But overall, great episode. I can't wait for the next two.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Homelander at his absolute worst. We didn't really get a chance to talk about Sage and her plot and her defection.
No, shit.
But hey,
that ain't really nothing. Sage wanted to destroy
Sage
the
has
whole...
kind of always been an opportunist, though.
Yeah,
she's kind of always been...
She's like a female Eric Killmonger, bro. She just kind of wants to see the whole world burn.
From her bunker.
Yeah. Essentially. And that's pretty much all I got to say about the episode.
I'll be real. That's pretty much it. I think overall this season has had a lot more positives than negatives.
Same.
I think that this episode really brought it home. It really reminded me of why I'm such a fan of this show. And I just can't wait to see how these next two episodes are executed and just what they do. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to watch it in theaters, the series finale. Unless there is a movie theater on the ship. We're going on a cruise. Hopefully.
No. Well, yeah. No, you're right.
It will air that week. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
If there's a movie theater, please let there be a theater on the cruise. Because believe me.
No, there'll be a theater on the cruise. I think there'll be a theater on the cruise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it won't show that.
Damn.
I don't think it'll show that. Well, it could.
That's wishful thinking.
Yeah, that's very wishful thinking. Because if anything about a cruise, you can't even barely get any internet. Matter of fact, you can't get any internet at all.
Yeah. So yeah,
because we're gonna be on water in half the time.
Hell yeah.
So it's but it is what it is. We can buy the internet from the people, from the place.
But yeah, no shit. That's pretty much all I got to say.
Same here. With that being said, I've been Jay, man.
And this has been Rodney.
We're LATD. We got more videos coming soon. We'll do a whole whole season review, or really just episodes 7 and 8 when we get back from the cruise.
And we could do like a series, like, recap
Retrospective?
retrospective. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I wouldn't mind that. I can't wait to rewatch this whole series again.
Hell yeah.
With that being said, God bless y'all. Please look at the details. Peace.